Welcome back. South Africa has an alarming rate of femicide, one of the highest in the world. And this has prompted the National Shelter Movement of South Africa to launch a 24-hour toll-free shelter helpline. It will be dedicated to domestic and intimate partner violence. Now, the movement's Zubeda Dangor joins us now to have this discussion. Zubeda, thank you so much for your time. Let's talk about some of the staggering, stats, especially around femicide, intimate partner violence. This is not new to South Africa. Actually, we might have one of the highest rates in the world.
Good morning to you and your viewers. Yes, that's very true. We know that South Africa has the highest rates of violence against women in the world, and particularly the rates of femicide. And this is exactly why the National Shelter Movement of South Africa has decided to launch the upcoming helpline for women, particularly survivors of intimate partner violence and domestic violence.
How will the helpline exactly work, Zubeda?
Sorry?
How will the helpline work? Do you dial in and call? Is there a counseling session? Do you sort of narrate what incidents might have happened to you? How does the helpline exactly work?
Okay, so how the helpline will work is the helpline will serve the purpose of, one, providing information to women of domestic and interpersonal violence in dealing with the South African police, particularly in terms of reporting crimes of gender-based violence. Number two, it will assist women with protection orders of how to find protection orders, where to go, what to do. Then it will also find the closest shelter for those women whose lives are endangered. We will not be a counseling service per se, but we want to be able to make sure that women have immediate access to the help that they need. And this is very important for us.
And speaking of that helpline, Zubeda, take us through the number, please. What's the toll-free number? I understand it's 24 hours, anytime women feel distressed, they can dial this number. What is it?
So basically, this is just, a pre-launch announcement. We will be launching the helpline during the course of the 16 days of activism, and this will be announced to the media very, very soon.
All right, then. Just speaking about, the shelter, this is a place where women can find solace, they could be safe if they feel that, their home or wherever they are and experiencing femicide or even intimate partner movement, they can then go to. How long can they stay at the shelter for, and what exactly how will you rather be assisting them at the shelter?
Okay, so a number of things happen. Firstly, before women get to the shelter, we've just done some research recently, which shows that a lot of women don't actually know that shelters are available. And so we're hoping that with the launch of this helpline, we'll be able to reach the number of women out there to be able to let them know that help is available in the form of sheltering, and that they don't need to go to a police station to find out that they can reach a shelter, firstly. Secondly, when a woman comes to the shelter, she is interviewed and all her details are taken so that the shelter has a good understanding of what the woman's needs are and what kind of help she requires. Thereafter, she's settled into the shelter and she's given some respite just to settle down with either herself or just herself and her children. They then go through an induction process in the shelter in terms of this new environment that they're going to be living in for the next couple of months. So mostly shelters are available for women for a period of approximately 6 months, but this is obviously extended in cases where this is necessary and appropriate. During their stay at the shelter, they would be assisted if they have needs for IDs, or if they need to report to the police, if they need counseling services, that will also be taken care of. Their children are assisted. If the children need to be placed at a school, that takes place as well. In addition to that, shelters provide empowerment processes for women so that by the time they leave the shelter, a woman is much more confident about where she's going to go, what is it she wants to do.
Right, and I think
The
that's
thing
important
about
because you're talking about even IDs being provided, which I think is also important for documentation. This might assist them as well, should they wish to pursue legal action. But that's all the time we had with you, Zubeda. Thank you so much for joining us. Just to make mention there that that toll-free number coming in from the National Shelter Movement of South Africa will be announced at the official launch date. This is just a pre-launch announcement, but they will be giving that 24-hour toll-free helpline quite soon.